Good evening and welcome to Season 13 of Next Gen. This is the Modern Touring Cars. And we're here in China and Zhuhai for round number 1. It's a brand new season, and where is our defending champ? Not him, not him. Not him. It's not Martin. Oh, there he is. It's NGR Fraser, who has to try and defend his title this season. And it all starts here in Zhuhai. Interesting circuit, Zhuhai. We got a 5-minute qualifying session followed by 12 laps of racing round here. Let me know in the comments who you think will win this one. Take pole position and then win. It should be an interesting... Oh, and a bit of a tap between Fraser and... It's not Martin, it's an Air Bubbles car. Don't know who is in that Air Bubbles car though. As Adam Morris has a big spin. That is coming out of turn number 7. This track has been around since 1996. So it should be an interesting one. Let's see who the drivers are. Yeah, you are Gizmo, debutant here in Season 13 for the Modern Tourist. He's in a Mercedes touring car. Whitford Zero is back in his BMW with NGR Martin in his... Oh, it is Martin in the Evils, I thought it was. In the Megane. Shadowstalker is in the Megane this year, swapping from the Mercedes. Should be interesting to see how his pace differs. Tim goes in the BMW, as we have a late joiner. Slightly Gas goes in the BMW. Adam Morris is in the BMW as well, and a bit of a crunched up one. Fraser's obviously back defending his title in the Megane. Caesar 82 is in the BMW, as per normal. Royston is in his Megane. Scooby G is in his Megane, yes he is. Jack is in the Megane as well. D Whitehouse 7, he is in a Megane. Same livery as Ginger, by the seems of it. Jamie 430 has swapped from his Megane to the BMW. Be interesting to see how he does in that. And Ginge will run the number 1 machine, which used to be Omega's livery. He's also in the Megane. The late joiner is Mini Sui, who's in the BMW. But Zhuhai, a 2.6 mile circuit. 14 corners and massive straights. Should be good for slipstreaming, but we're on the qualifying laps. This is a 5-minute qualifying, so that the grid could be mixed up. The track limits are on, and the most you'll ever get is 2 laps around here. Maybe just the 1 flying lap. There's Tim in his BMW. Should be interesting with Tim. He used to be in the Megane, swapped to the rear-wheel drive this season. Adam Morris competing in his first full season of touring cars in the BMW there. The Pirelli sponsored car. But we start to come around the final corner. Who's going to be the first man to set time? It will be Ginge, followed by Fraser. Ginge sets a 141.4 and Fraser only a 142.1. 41.4. Yeah, I am right. 141.4 for Ginge, who's been now beaten by Jack, who's on a 141.3. Fraser's on a 142.1 with Martin a 42.2. Who's been beaten there by Scooby, who's on a 41.4. Time's coming in thick and fast then. I think everyone will get at least 2 laps apart from Mini Sweet, who will only get the 1 if he's lucky. But currently Jack, your current pole sitter. Fraser with a 42.1, Martin a 42.2, Shadowstalker a 42.6. He is right in the pace right now, Shadowstalker. Fantastic stuff by him. Royston's in a 42.9. All of these Meganes. There's Adam Morris with a 42.9 and Jamie with a 43.7. A 44.2 for D Whitehouse 7 and a 45.0 for the BMW of Whitford Zero. Caesar a 45.9, Sliding Gas a 49.3, Tim a 50.1, Mini Sweet and a Gizmo Aero Gizmo getting done for track limits. Yet to set a time as the back end steps and kicks, and that's him in the gravel for Aero Gizmo. That is not a brilliant start to his season. Ginge, though, can come round turn 14. Very fast right-hander here at Zhuhai. Very easy for the back end to step. Down to the line. Crosses the line, doesn't improve. Scooby goes back into the pits. Can anyone beat Jack's time of a 141.3? Currently, not at the moment. Here comes Shadow Stalker around the final corner. What can he do? On a 142.6 right now. Crosses the line. Doesn't improve. Slider Gas puts his BMW into 4th place. A fantastic time by him. Adam Morris into 7th. Oh, he sees it in the background. He crosses the line. Can't go any quicker than he does. Oh, Minisui and AOR Gizmo still to come. Up to the final corner. Taking it very steady is Minisui. He's deciding not to set a time. AOR Gizmo. Very dull sounding Mercedes, that is. Across the line. But for round 1, it's Jack who masters Zhuhai with a 141.3. Scooby G is 2nd, Ginge is 3rd, Slider Gas is in 4th, Martin 5th, Fraser is in 6th, Adam Morris is 7th, Royston 8th, Jamie 9th, Shadowstalker is in 10th, D Whitehouse 7 in 11th, Whitford 0 is in 12th, Caesar82 is in 13th, Tim 14th, Minisui is 15th, AOR Gizmo in 16th, the pair of them not setting a qualifying time. But it looks like this is not a BMW circuit. The McGanns are ruling the top 3 spots. That's a fantastic time from Slidegas, that's all there is to it. I mean, what a super lap. A 140.17, the only BMW, well, there's only 2 BMWs in the 141s, and Adam Morris is only just in there. But we head to the race for the first time in the modern touring cars. We're going to have 3 red lights. Here we go, 3 red lights are on it in Zhuhai. We're green in China. Who's got the best start? It looks like Slider Gas will have the best start in the BMW. He's up into 2nd place right now from 4th on the grid. It's going to get very interesting into turn number 1. Let's have a look at more of the mid-pack. Adam Morris in the middle of a sandwich. We're going through turn 1 into turn 2. It looks like we've got away cleanly for round number 1. Oh no, we haven't. Minisui has gone round. But Jack leads from Slider Gas. There's Scooby G looking down the outside of Slider Gas, coming in. Slider Gas squeezes him as much as he can. Squeezes on the exit. A bit of touching there. Slider Gas will just keep 2nd place, but coming up towards turn number 6. Into 7. And Ginge is now having a good look at Scooby. In the background, we got more action going on. There's Caesar82. There's a bit of bumping. That's Whitford round because Royston is just a slight tapper from Royston. And D Whitehouse getting caught up in that. That's Shadowstalker going wide. Tim is in the gravel at turn 7. Not ideal for him. Back at the front though, Slider Gas having to defend away from Scooby G. Ginge is right behind him, but Fraser, the defending champion, right behind Adam Morris in 6th place. He's got a penalty, and that will lose him a couple of places here. But there's Martin and Jamie. Jamie with the British flag on the side of his car as we head down to turn 13 and 14 for the first time of 12. Side by side between the BMW and the McGann. That'll be Jamie's corner. But can the McGann get a better run out? I don't think he can. D Whitehouse 7 has got a penalty already. Fantastic stuff, but up front it looks like Slider Gas is now under attack from Scooby G. He looks to the inside, it's not quite going to work. He's going to have to wait and get the pounce. On board is Scooby G, there we go. Coming into turn 2. Actually, that's turn 3, I think. Yes, it is. Into turn 4 and 5. Much better line from Scooby on the power, but the traction of the BMW allowing Slightly has to get away. Another good view is Ginger's car. As we head into turn 7, Ginger now looks around the outside of Scooby's not going to work that. Behind we have Martin and Fraser quite close together. And behind that we got Whitford and Royston still going out. Whitford's gone wide, Royston through. Jamie's had an issue as well. He's lost both positions to both these McGanns. And here comes Fraser trying to go around the outside. That doesn't quite work against Martin. Have to come up with something a little bit better than that. There is Royston. There's Whitford off really wide. And Shadowstalker having to make sure he doesn't collect any of them as they re-enter. Looking quite racy here, Shadowstalker. And finally... Oh, Ginger's got past. What's happened to Slidey? Where is Scooby G? That's Tim. That's Royston. Scooby G is leading. What's happened to Jack then? Jack is down in 5th place. Jack has made a mistake somewhere, and that is, unfortunately, him demoted down from 1st to 5th, and he's now going to be overtaken for that 5th place by Martin, but he's going to go in deep. And that will enable Fraser here to get up the inside for turn 3. Give him the outside for turn 4. Martin will not allow him to go through there. Martin runs slightly wide. Fantastic rating. But currently Scooby G does lead from Ginge, from Adam Morris in 3rd place. That BMW working well for him. Slider Gas in 4th place. There's Fraser. Here's Royston and D. Whitehouse. Both of them against D. Whitehouse a penalty at the moment. 1 second for the newcomer for season 13. Miniswee and AOR Gizmo starting to close in with a little battle of their own, but at the front we've got Ginge and Scooby battling it out for the lead. Jack is up to 4th, passing Slider Gas. Ginge looking around the outside here of turn number 11 through 12. Ginge will have the inside here. He's got the lead, he's got his nose ahead. Coming down to turn 13, can he keep it there? Yes he can. Ginge takes the lead here on lap number 3. As they head through turn 14 for the 3rd time. The quarter of this race done, but that's a good run from Scooby G as we come down the main straight. Scooby closing now. He goes ahead with his front bumper, but they hit the brakes into turn 1. And a fantastic bit of driving here from these two, making sure there's no contact. Jack in the background. Look like he's having to defend here from Martin. Ginge didn't quite get that move complete. So Scooby still leads here at Zhuhai. Jack letting Martin through there, and Jamie, I can only imagine maybe a bad exit or a penalty. Jamie running a bit wide there through turn 5. Royston has ditched, he's broken free really of D. Whitehouse at the moment. Back at the front though, and it's these three here. 2 McGanns and a BMW. Scooby still leads from Ginge here on lap number 4 as they head down towards turn number 9 for the 4th time of 12. On board with Jack and the cockpit camera. This is what you can see from the inside of the car. Possibly leaving the gear too long through there. As we head up towards turns 11 and 12. It brakes, turn the car in. Bring the throttle back. Such a shame, he had such a brilliant qualifying to Jack. But he's not really got any speed at the moment during the race. It's a bit of a weird thing that for Jack. At the back, an AOR Gizmo has overtaken Miniswee for 14th and 15th. The Mercedes man moving up. But at the moment, Ginge is having to defend from a very racy looking Adam Morris. We've got the bumper with the BMW man coming up towards turn number 6. Up towards 7. They hit the brakes. Adam Morris looking down the inside. Does he get the move complete? I don't think he's going to have the nice enough exit there. Oh, he did have his bumper alongside though still as we head down through turn number 8. He is alongside. He's on the outside over turn 9. Ginge braking very early. And he doesn't really get the exit he needed. So that is Adam Morris up into second place. He's making the BMW work right now. He needs to be lapping faster than Scooby G though. Scooby G still leading this race. Martin still ahead of Jack here in the air bubbles. McGann. Whifford has Caesar behind him, and they're not really gaining on D Whitehouse 7 here. They need to start working together to get towards that top 10. There's Shadow Stalker. Currently in 13th, he's having a good race really. Look at the front though, and Adam Morris now needs to close in on that McGann. Slider Gas has got Fraser right up his chuff now as we head on to lap number 6 of 12. We're nearing the halfway point as they hit the brakes. Through turns 4, 5 up to 6. The McGann right on the back of the BMW here. So we head up now towards 7. This tight hairpin. Fraser doesn't even bother having a look, but behind we have Jack going up the inside of Martin. And a fantastic move from Jack Tim 53 Synopsis. He puts himself back into 6th place. He was leading this race earlier. Back near the front though, and Adam Morris still under pressure, but he is starting to catch up with Scooby G. A little bit wide that from Ginge. And a bit wide from Jack as well. Royston has found himself back in the clutch as well for D Whitehouse 7 though. And this is going to get interesting as we head up towards turn number 11 and 12. At this, the halfway point of the race. Back to this gap. Battle with AOR, Gizmo, Mini Sweet going down the inside here. At turn number 9, a fantastic move from the BMW man. Finally gets the Mercedes back. And that puts Mini Sweet up into 14th place there. And again, Ginger's made a mistake somewhere, maybe a slowdown or something. But he's now down into 5th place. 2 big contenders here running into issues. But that does allow Adam Morris now fully focus on trying to catch up with Scooby G, which he did pull 2 tenths on that last lap. See here with Ginge. Almost running into the back of Fraser, having to get out of it. Can he get a decent run out though? Not decent enough in order to maybe challenge him into turn number 9. D Whitehouse 7 has got past Royston, and now Whitford is coming into play with this battle. As they head to turn 9. Back to this gaggle of cars though, and Slider Gas having to defend really hard into 11 and 12 to keep this podium position alive. Adam Morris looks like he's lost time this lap. He's gap around about 1 second. Through 14 they come. Slider Gas still leads the way for this battle for 3rd place. Scooby leading the overall race at the moment. Pulled about 4 tenths out of Adam Morris on that lap. Oh, and a collision between Fraser and Slider Gas. Slider Gas off, and Fraser will have to give back that position surely. Yes, he does. He's pulling over. And he's let an absolute gaggle of cars through now. That puts him down into 8th. Very unlucky. Although Martin has helped out his cause there by going a bit wide through turn 4 and 5. Big shame for Fraser though, running in a decent position. That promotes Jack back into the top 4. And not mega far behind Ginge either. If he can put in some good lap times, he could be battling for the podium. Slide of gas. It's hard already from Fraser. He's unfortunately just running to the back of him, whether that's because slide of gas braked slightly earlier than before, whether that's just Fraser out braking himself. It's very unfortunate for all parties involved, really. But now Jack is having to defend, although he's not defending into 10 and 11. He's going to try around the outside, but they're side by side coming up towards 13 then. Who's got the better top end in those cars? They hit the brakes. Jack a bit earlier, looking to get a better line through, and he has done. He's got a very nice run coming out of 14 onto the main straight here on lap number 8, going on to lap number 9. Jack down the inside for turn 1. And that is Fraser trying to get past Jamie in turn 1. 2 Megans on 2 BMWs. And Fraser's completed the move, and Jack has as well. Slide of gas immediately trying to fire back through turn number 3. Up to 4 and 5, they're side by side. Jack will fend off at the moment. Slide of gas going straight to the other side to try and get a good run. He might have just left the door open though for Fraser. These 4 cars side by side going in. Jack defending really hard. There's a bit of door rubbing coming out of turn number 7. Down towards 8 and 9. Fraser again has the job done. And slide of gas has the inside for 9. But will he get a good enough run out of 10? He'll park it on the apex. Lovely there. As we now head through 10. Battle for the lead is getting tight at the moment. 7/10 still the gap though. And now Jack having to defend from Fraser after slide of gas getting past him. Although it looks like he might have a good run coming out of 12 there. Towards 13. Remember, the rear-wheel drive cars should have better traction going out if they get it right. You can see Jack instantly going defensive into attacking potentially. He's down the inside of slide of gas into turn 1 yet again. And they get really tight to door rubbing again through turn 1 and 2. Up through 3, but this time if slide of gas can stay there, he's got the inside for 4 and 5. He does have the inside for 4 and 5. Jack's going to have to let that go and try again with a different line. He does have the different line. He's going to have a great run coming out of 5. He's gone around the outside of slide of gas, and here comes Fraser for good measure. Slide of gas looking for a door that isn't there, and he's pushed Fraser wide onto the grass. And they've collided into turn 7. Jamie trying to get a place now off of slide of gas. This is brilliant racing between all 5 of them. Jack's now got away slightly with a half a second gap, really. And here comes Fraser back down the inside of slide of gas into turn 9. Oh, and he almost went deep. Parked on the apex. Slide of gas wasn't waiting there, but he's gone into the back, and now slide of gas on the grass with Martin. And slide of gas, unfortunately the man to lose out on that one. He goes down to 8th place. Very tight racing, all bunched up after Fraser practically parked on the apex, which is not illegal at all. But that means slide of gas loses out tremendously there. At the front, the battle for the lead is coming close together. We also have a battle for 9th still between Royston and DY House. Royston coming into turn 14 just ahead as they go on to the penultimate lap. Fantastic bit of racing here. At the front, Scooby G still has Adam Morris right behind him though, and Adam Morris has been closing that gap. He took half a second out of Scooby on that last lap alone. As they head towards turn 7 for the penultimate time. Jack has lost the place to Fraser here. Fraser pulling half a second on Jack that last lap. As they head into turn 7 themselves. Jamie right behind in case anything goes on. Jack really wanting this place back. He wants the top 4 if he can have the podium. 4th place is the next best position. As they hit the brakes into 9. And Jack's going to get that done through 10. Brilliant racing from these guys. And Jamie looking and fancying his way around past Fraser, potentially past the both of them as they head into 11 and 12. Jamie around the outside, he does Fraser a fantastic move from the BMW man. Can he get Jack on the main straight? Because Martin's also there. D. Whitehouse has got past Royston, who has Whitford drifting behind him. But we all want to see this battle for 4th. The battle for the lead still at half a second. I don't see it changing either. But this is the real battle we need to watch out for. Jack has got Fraser behind him. He's also got Jamie and Martin there. Martin almost thinking about going down the middle there, I think. Good job he didn't. That would have been absolute carnage. But he has got a good enough run to get past Jamie coming out of 2. If he can close him off into 4 and 5. Which he can. Jamie's still there. Oh, and contact into 4 and 5. Well held by Martin. Front wheel drive, keep your foot in, it will be fine. Jamie trying to take his line, and Fraser has a penalty. Having to drop behind Jamie. Jack now. So 1 second gap to Jamie. Back at the front though, let's watch these two because they've been close all race long. It's just been a bit too late this for Adam Morris. Needed a few more laps. There goes Adam Morris, he's right on Scooby's chuff coming in through 13 and 14 for the final time. Here, season 13, round 1 at Zhuhai. Adam Morris has to do something special here. I don't think he's going to do it. He isn't reading him in on the straight. It's going to be Scooby who wins at Zhuhai, round 1 of the modern touring cars. Although, actually, no, he doesn't because Scooby's got a penalty. Adam Morris wins round number 1. Scooby a 1 second penalty. Unbelievable. Ginge comes home in 3rd, a fantastic result. Jack is in 4th, Jamie 5th, Fraser is 6th, Martin is 7th, Slidergas is 8th, sorry. D. Whitehouse is currently in 9th, but would he stay there with Royston? Yes, Royston 10th, Whitford is 11th. Here comes Caesar 82 for 12th place. Shadowstalker, a brilliant 13th. I mean, top notch to this guy. He swapped to McGann and he's now showing his pace. Very good race from him in 13th. I think that's Tim just behind him who actually got lapped in the end. Miniswee will come home for 14th on his debut with AOR Gizmo in 15th. But Adam Morris takes the race. The round 1 win here in the modern touring cars. So we watch Miniswee go over the line for his 14th place. And there goes AOR Gizmo. So the final results here from round 1 of the modern touring cars here at NXTGEN for season 13. Adam Morris takes the win from Scooby G in 2nd, courtesy of a penalty. Ginge is in 3rd, Jack 4th, Jamie is in 5th, Fraser 6th, Martin 7th, Slidergast is in 8th, D. Whitehouse 7 is in 9th, Royston is in 10th, Whitford 11th, Caesar 82 is in 12th, Shadowstalker 13th, Mini3 is in 14th, AOR Gizmo 15th on his debut, and NGR Tim will round out the grid with his BMW in 16th place. Tim the only one to be lapped, but a fantastic start from Adam Morris, and a poor, well I say poor, a good start really from Fraser considering the grid. That was a fantastic battle between the midfield. But it is Adam Morris who claims that win in BMW, a strong start by him and a very bold statement. But round number 2 comes in the form of Snetterton 300 next Monday. Fantastic little circuit, should be a good one. Next up is going to be my point of view from the clearers as I race in them from Zhuhai, so do stay on board for that. That should be around 10 minutes time-ish. But from myself and the Modern Touring Car Championships League, thank you for watching. Do join us next week for the second instalment of 12. But enjoy the rest of your evening.